Today I wanted to cover something that I find pretty fun called the Doctrine of Signature of Foods. And I don't know if you've heard of this before, or some of you may be familiar with it, but it's talking about food that, according to the color, texture, shape, resembles an organ or tissue in the body. And secondly, the other cool thing about it is that particular food actually nourishes or targets that organ in particular for health benefits. So I'm going to give you a few examples. We won't have time to cover all of them because we could go on for a long time. But one of the things I want to talk about is, for instance, the walnut. So when you look at what a walnut looks like and you compare that to the brain, we can see how it has similar structural appearance. And then, as I was mentioning, walnuts are particularly good for the brain. In fact, nuts in general are considered brain food. Walnuts have high omega-3 fatty acids, and omega-3s we know are anti-inflammatory, which are good for the brain. And to be clear, omega-3s are good for the body in general, of course. So you have anti-inflammatory benefits happening if, say, you have achy joints, or say you have dry skin or dry eyes. Omega-3s are really going to be beneficial for the whole body. But nuts are known as brain food because not only do they have typically omega-3s and healthy fats, but they also they have high protein and they have fiber. And those three things, kind of that trifecta of fiber, protein, and healthy fat, really helps keep our blood sugar balanced. And so they're a really good food to have when you are studying or you need to be on your game and focused, and you don't want your blood sugar bouncing, so your moods can be up and down. Another one I want to mention are carrots. And when we take a carrot and we slice that, and you look at the circumference of it, you can see that that looks very similar to our eyes, with the iris in the center, the pupil, and how that looks very similar to the carrot. And the benefits of the carrot, of course, being high in beta-carotene. And beta-carotene is very high in antioxidants, which help us with oxidative stress. And in particular, that beta-carotene gets converted to vitamin A. And we've probably heard that vitamin A is good for your eyes. And one of the things that can tip us off with if we are low in vitamin A is when we're having trouble with night vision when we drive. Some people do just fine, and other people say, oh, I really struggle with driving at night. And one of the places we can look is to see if someone is low in vitamin A, because vitamin A is what kind of nourishes those rod cells in the eye to help that process of being able to see at night. The third one I want to mention are tomatoes. And tomatoes, if you look at the color and you think about when you cut into a tomato, you see sort of these two halves. And this is very similar to the heart. And the heart has different chambers to the heart, but also we have the red color in the same size. And tomatoes are very high in lycopene. And lycopene is also a really great antioxidant that's been shown to really help with cardiovascular health. And it is also good for the prostate and to help prevent prostate cancer. The last one I wanted to mention are avocados. And avocados, when you look at that, if you cut into an avocado with the seed still in there, you can see that the structure is very much similar to a woman who is pregnant. And so it is really interesting that the gestation period for a baby is 9 months. And the, if you will, gestation or growing period of an avocado from the blossom to when the fruit is ready happens to be 9 months. And the other ways avocados support fertility is they're very high, again, in healthy fats, which is very critical for babies and growing babies and their brain especially. Avocados are also high in folate, which is another critical component we want to make sure we're getting enough of when mom is pregnant. And it also has a lot of fiber. So fiber is really good at helping balance hormones, and in particular, when we have a lot of fiber, that helps us clear our bodies of excess estrogen and also excess toxins. So those are just a few examples of how our food mimics our Mother Nature mimics what's going on in our bodies and how it helps nourish us. So maybe next time if you pick something up, you might look at that and think, what part of the body might this be good for? Like for instance, if you pick up blueberries and you say, what does this kind of look like? It's round, kind of looks like eyes. I wonder if that's good for my eyes. And of course you would be right, because blueberries are also really high in anthocyanins, they're very high in antioxidants, helping free radical damage. Really good for the eyes. They also have some vitamin E, and vitamin E has been shown to prevent cataracts from developing. So I hope you enjoyed that. I just thought it would be a little something different for you to think about.